Rebecca, yeah, we've seen it already in Serbia. That's another government that's also friendly toward Beijing. But what are we really expecting out of this, given that the relations between Hungary and China are already fairly well established?
Yes, I mean, in a way, this is the opportunity for China to showcase the advantages of this sort of deep economic relationship with China. But the other element here is the geopolitical commonality between Hungary and China. Hungary is another country that has offered deep support to Russia, that is often very distrustful of the US, is a big proponent of that China-Russia proposal of the so-called multipolar world opposing the US. So there's a lot of sort of geopolitical common ground here that both countries will be able to lift off. But the focus is going to be a lot on the economics. I think at last count, at least 16 agreements between the two countries. Possibly we see more. We also had this sort of quite full-throated op-ed from Xi Jinping in one of the Hungarian ruling party's main newspapers, sort of, advocating for excellent ties, saying that this is an example in some ways for the rest of China and Europe. And there are a couple of big projects that we know are already under the way. So we have that cattle factory, CATL, that's expected to create about 9,000 jobs. We also have BYD opening its first factory in Europe. It's going to be in Hungary. We know that was a project that, for example, France and Germany were also vying for. So this is also a way in which potentially China can try and ease some of those concerns that are being sort of articulated out of the EU over capacity by actually setting up and moving onshore their factories, their productions when it comes to some of these areas of clean tech, creating local jobs, helping that local economy, perhaps as a way to actually sort of drive a wedge between EU as a whole and the member nations that are benefiting in major ways from this sort of more deeper engagement with China. And Hungary is really important from a strategic point of view for China when it comes to the EU, because Hungary has this ability to obstruct, delay, or sort of, be influential in terms of direction of travel for EU policy. And it also, of course, gives China one route into that single market. So it's hard to overstate the significance for China when it comes to the role that it believes Hungary will play in the EU.